Hello, everyone. My name's Matt Cameron, and I help people connect with digital marketing. Today, we're doing another Salesforce Marketing Cloud Developers Group meeting where we're doing transferable skills for getting started with Marketing Cloud. And this would have to be about the 10th or 11th or 12th time we've done this. And it's super special today because the whole idea of doing these getting started skill sessions started with Lakshmi about 2 years ago. She said, how about we do this? And we've been doing them ever since. And now we have finally an opportunity to hear from Lakshmi about her point of view about how to get started with Salesforce Marketing Cloud. One thing I might just say about Lakshmi, she's the most determined, tenacious person about what she wants. And it's evident, you'll hear it's evident in the story that Lakshmi's about to tell. Take it away, Lakshmi. Looking forward to learning some more. I think Lakshmi will do her presentation, and then we'll have some Q&A. We'll open up the mics just so that everyone can have a bit of a chat.
Just don't get bored if I'm talking nonsense, or if you don't feel that they are not relevant, just ignore. But yeah, just be there and share your questions. I'm just going to start my screen share. And thank you, Bona, for joining. I just called her and asked her to join and jump in. So yeah. You are able to see the screen, right? Yep.
It looks good. Transferable skills.
Yeah. Good evening to everyone who is from Australia, and good afternoon to all the people who is from, who are from India. And of course, I'm expecting Deborah. I should wish her a good midnight because she said she will be joining. If not, then yeah, I will assign her one more session next time. Yeah, this is Lakshmi Pavani here, and yeah, here I'm about to talk to you about what is my stand or my perspective on transferable skills. It's not just for Marketing Cloud, it's not just for Salesforce, or it's not just for a payroll, but everything what you do should make you feel more comfortable day by day. That's what my intention of sharing this. I'm a group leader for Salesforce Market Developer Group, and yeah, I feel proud to be a volunteer who connects the experts and experts and learners, and I'm one of them, through which I learned a lot from the loving community or the awesome community. And thanks, a special thanks to Cameron, Adam, and of course Matt. Yeah. Let me start my presentation. You will see my boring face. Yes, that's me. It's Lakshmi Pavani again. I'm just starting my slides. About me, I'm basically from India. You can see and decide from my attire or the way how I look. And yeah, we migrated to Melbourne 5 years back. Yeah, I was pretty new in Melbourne. Then I was a non-technical or non-IT background student while I was doing my engineering, and I did my engineering in chemical, where there is no relation between chemical, and then I did data warehousing for 1.5 years, and there is no relation between data warehousing, and then I became a homemaker, then I became a mom, and I was away for the workforce or a regular things or routine or a scheduled things for almost 12 years, I can. Then, I just wanted to become something which gives me an identity. I don't know the way for sure, but I just wanted to try what it's going to give. Yeah, as Matt was mentioning, they were watching me or they were observing me for the last 4 or 5 years continuously. That's how they identify that she has determination, because I always ask them questions. I will be, bothering them. Am I correct? Or Cameron, is this syntax correct? Or Adam, could you please explain this automation? It's not that, I always ask, but I always reach out to people when I need help. That's one thing which made me close to the community and made me a good, a blend of people who wants to share, people who want to share, and people who want to learn. So yeah, learn and progress is the main motive. It need not be in dollars. It need not be in rupees. It need not be in promotions or designations or hikes, whatever it is. But my perspective on progress or learning is day-to-day tasks and becoming a better human being for yourself, your family, and then the community for sure. Then the next slide comes, and it is about, yeah, everybody talks about transferable skills, and we started doing the sessions from experts to know what they are feeling, or what is a transferable skill from their perspective, right? So what is a transferable skill for me is, so you know something, but you can apply it anywhere where there is a need is identified, right? For example, during your school days, maybe you were taught, the addition, right? 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. You don't just stick to 2 plus 3 equal to 5 in the classroom, right? When you go outside in a super bazaar, your mom or dad may ask you to buy a chocolate for you and one for your sibling. Then you will count, okay, 1 per head, then 1 plus 1 is 2. So you're applying what you have learned out of the classroom and out of the context, which is not a subject of mathematics, right? So I think that is also a transferable skill, that you know something, you identified it, and you are trying to apply that on the situation. So that is what a transferable skill could be. Many and could be different to each individual, uh, or could be different to the situation where you are applying, or trying to get through. So that doesn't make sense. If what I am speaking is not making sense to you, that's fine, but try to give a shot. Try to think the way how I am going to share my experiences throughout all these years, especially for the last 4 to 5 years, I can say, where I could see a rapid growth in my own self as an individual, um, as a mom, as a daughter, or as a community member, as a Salesforce Trailblazer, I can say, which gave me so many milestones without expecting them, or without even dreaming them, I can say. I didn't even dare any time to become something in Marketing Cloud Melbourne group. But the things have come to me because they trusted me. It's not just in one day, but yeah, you just need to be alert. And then, are they important? As I was talking to you all the time, or as we were letting all the trailblazers know what are important skills to have, these are very important from an employer's perspective, because they want you to, it's not like we do a government job and you sit on the same desk, you sit on the same table, you go to the office till you 58 or 60 years till you get retired. It's not like that, right? The things are evolving, and Salesforce is releasing so many features every 3 months, every now and then, and depending on someone's idea, they're trying to implement and release them. So you just need to be make sure that you are alert, you are compatible, or you are getting adjusted to the new technologies. And now it's a generation AI. And when Matt posts, about Python, I will be getting scared how he could do Python also now. I just want to learn something new. So that's what is driving him. And I started learning Gen AI from, the free resources, because I wanted to explore what it is. It's a secret, or, is it something which I can listen first? Is it something which I can pay interest or pay attention first? So it's just the adaptability which is mandatory these days in IT sector for sure, or anything, right? So it is important to have n number of transferable skills, either identified by your employer or identified by you yourself. So there is no specific definition, or there is no specific categorization of these transferable skills. But as an individual, from my perspective, I will look at the transferable skills as these three elements, where the first innermost self is you yourself as an individual. Then you will be teaming up either with your sibling, either with your family, either with your relatives, friends, right? It could be even your working team in the current organization or at your current role. So then the next thing comes to the limited team. So the wider team is nothing but community where you are living. So this is what I was imagining to say, where I can accommodate what all I can share with you because of all my experiences throughout these last 4 or 5 years, or I can say maybe 1.5 decade, I can say, where I have seen a lot of growth, change for good, I'm saying. Of course I had bad experiences, but I made them uh, made them as a basic for good tomorrow. That's what I can say. Yeah. So then, yeah, and now, as I have shown in the earlier slide, I'm just trying to granularize or give more details on each of the skills I categorized. First one, as I said, as an individual, it's you yourself needs to start changing yourself for a better tomorrow. Nobody can tell you every day that you need to do this, you need to do that, or you need to wake up at 6 o'clock, or you need to read, you can't watch the TV. All these things will look like trash when somebody is telling you, but if you yourself tells you that it makes more sense. Okay, I need to wake up at 6 o'clock, so what do I need to do? I need to sleep early, right? So it's just you. So start from yourself. And then the first one, what I was about to say is goal setting and vision. Live for something. I'm not saying live for earning, right? It should be something which drives you in a positive way, in a progressive way, or in a appreciable way, I can say. It's not that you have quick goals, and if you set for your failures and then you get depressions and all those things. Those things are not necessary. Goal and vision are something which is you should be a good human being. If I want to become a good human being, what do I need to do? I should not say lies. I should not practice I should have punctuality, or I should have loyalty. I should build trust. So all these things are not so easy as I was just easily mentioning them, but they are very hard to practice. They are very hard to own. So goal setting and vision. Yeah, if you have SFMC as your goal or vision to be there in the community or there in the work ecospace, right? You need to allocate some time to learn it from experts or by your own self, depending on your convenience, I can say. I was talking to one of the people, one of the trailblazers recently. I spoke to the guy maybe 6 months back, where he said, I don't have badges. Then I just said, okay, do the trailhead badges. That gives you motivation to do on your own. He spoke to me just few days back. There is a 6 months gap. When I asked him, did you do any badges? He said the same thing, right? And when I asked him to join any community things, then he said, I don't have time. Who will have time if you don't have for your own self, right? So make sure you set some goal and work towards it, right? I do have so many personal and so many experiences related to the other conversations, but I'm just bringing them up in order to make the things simpler and transparent, but not to mention that that person is bad or I'm good or something like that. Don't take anything in a wrong way. With due respect of all the trailblazers, I'm just telling you this could be done in a better way, which can give you a lot of satisfaction or a lot of learning or a lot of respect. So make sure you travel in the right way. If you are warned or if you are told that okay, maybe change this way, try to change that, work on it, right? The second thing is collect resources. Collect resources is nothing but uh, to do something you need many things, right? So you just need to make sure you have all the things accumulated first, then you need to do it. It's not like if someone says to cook a biryani, you can't just go and put the vessel and biryani will not come on its own. You need to bring the rice, vegetables, then the leafy vegetables, then the spices, right? You need to have everything first. If you don't have, go to the shop and buy them, right? Or if you don't know the process, ask your neighbor or ask your mom or mother-in-law, right? So you just need to know what to bring, how to do, and then you serve the biryani at the lunchtime. That would be good. So I'm not a feminine gender biased person, but whatever I have in my mind are mostly related to kitchen, because I do see the things from the perspective of a homemaker who cooks 3 times a day. Still I cook 3 times, but yeah, I am cooking them quickly. So collection of resources is very important, and when you have to be in Salesforce ecosystem, you need to be a very good trailblazer. That means you just need not do the super badges. You can't become a superhero by doing the super badges, right? You just need to learn gradually, slowly, consistently. That means you need to have normal badges. Then you need to be present on these community webinars. People should realize that, okay, this person is interested to know or learn, or he or she is trying very hard to know. But yeah, what is she or he failing to progress, then they themselves will ask you, do you need any help, right? So collection of resources is very important, in relation with your goals set. Decision making and risk taking. Decision making is something which depends on your circumstances. If you are a primary source of income, I won't tell you to take risk and jump into a new job or new sector. But if you are someone like me who is a secondary income of source of family, then I would say try learning the free things, because Salesforce, I'm just talking about Salesforce because I know only Salesforce, which is freely available for everyone. No other technology is giving such resources, such warm, welcoming, or such acceptance for a job seeker or jobless person, I can say, because I have gone through all these phases. So I'm just telling you, if your vision is about being a Salesforce or entering Salesforce ecosystem, then just do your research. Start working on the badges, right? And then ask questions. There is a beautiful community over there from on which you will get the answers from. You can never expect the country where they belong to. You just post your question and sleep, and then the next day morning you will see a lot of responses. If it is a small doubt, yeah, people will be giving you screenshots. They will put their own efforts to let you understand, right? It's not that I'm CEO or I'm director, I can't answer your question. They don't say bullshit, right? So just make sure you understand the community first, then be a good community member, then get a lot out of it. So risk taking is something, as I said, right? If you want to become something, you need to take risk, but not always. When you have that enough time, enough courage, and enough supporting system, I can say, do the calculations and then take risk accordingly. Because now I'm saying I'm trying to learn or trying to listen Gen AI. Why? Because it's not going to hurt my job, because I had no job. Now I'm a job seeker, so I could spend my day the way how I want to. That's the reason why I want to explore something which is in demand, and I'm not trying to listen because I want to earn more, but I'm just trying to listen to check if I can understand it or not. The first stage is, can I understand it? Is it easy for me? Is it going to be, or do I need to quit now? Do I need to stop wasting time on something which is not my cup of tea? So do those calculations and then take the risk accordingly. And if it is free, I will say 100% take the risk. Nothing is going to be lost, right? Only your time and your motivation, I can say. So make sure you do those things. And then the next self skill, I would say, is building trust and network. As I was saying, it's not that you say hi and then I have 2 years of experience, can you give me a job? Or the better way, can you give me a freelancing work? Or can you refer me to Australia? Can you give me a permit? I don't know what they think about me, but these are the questions which I'm getting on LinkedIn. It's not going to uh, uh, going to work on over a period of time. So make sure you have connections with the people who are there in your dream ecosystem, I can say. Then talk to them slowly, let them know you and you know about them. Then ask them, if I want to do this, how can I do that, right? I was a homemaker, and of course I'm a homemaker now, and I know women who want to start their career in Salesforce, but they don't know whom to approach. So each and every woman on LinkedIn or Trailblazer community, if they sound genuine for me, then I will definitely follow up them now and then. Every week I will be asking them, how are you doing and where is your Trailblazer journey? Or I'm very glad that people consider me in a good way. And yeah, I got a lot of good friends in Trailblazer community, even though we don't meet personally, but there is a bonding and trust, because we belong to, or they are going to be in the ecosystem. It's not that they should land on a job, but I just want them to continue their learning, right? Add something like badge ranger or 2-star ranger. That gives me more satisfaction. And people will be asking me, you have 2 years of experience, then why are you still doing the badges, right? I mean, people think differently, and maybe I'm also different. So my point on that one is, when I had no job, those badges are giving me contentment. So if I get a job, if I leave them, I'm not a good human being for myself. I mean, I consider that way. And it's not that, once you get a job, you don't need to do anything for learning. Then only the actual picture starts. It's like a horror film, because you know nothing, but you have to do everything which you were assigned to. It's like a circus for me, seriously. So make sure you have your strong network where you can say your questions without breaching the confidentiality of the client. You can ask on the community groups, trailblazer community groups. Trust me, I have solved many of my initial projects questions or tasks, or assigned tasks, in that way. So I will be I mean, it's not a detailed view, but I will be thanking everyone on the last slide. That is what the trust is, right? Having gratitude to whom, who helped you. So that's what building, and building trust and networking for me. Then I'm talking all those in general sense, or from a woman's perspective. But for sure, even if it is considered for the work wise, it is for Salesforce only. I'm saying it's Salesforce. Then the continuous learning and improvement. That's what I said about having 4-star badges or 4-star ranger status makes me more happier than having a month's salary, I can say, or a gift from my husband. And I would be showing that 4-star to my mother, that screenshot to my mother-in-law or my school friends, that okay, I did this. Okay, that too, that 4-star at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. on a Sunday. They were just shocked to see me at that time. Why do you need to do all this stuff? Then I said, okay, that made me travel this long, so I will continue. Whether I work or whether I don't work, that doesn't make sense to me, but I will always be a learner / trailblazer, I can say. Yeah, so continuous learning and improvement should be there in whatever field you want to excel. It need not be excel, but yeah, whatever field you chose to be happy, I can say. It could be painting, it could be drawing, or it could be tailoring or gardening, music, whatever it is. Just choose one thing which gives you satisfaction, and then try your things. As I was saying, risk taking will be there. You may need to face some comments, you may need to face some time adjustments. Everything will be there in everything, right? So make sure you don't stress too much, and then do your work continuously and gradually. Then be yourself and don't change your values as per the situation. That's the actual sense of me myself, because I don't change wherever I go. If I'm in Australia, it doesn't mean that I have to wear sleeveless and shorts, right? I still be the same Pavani who is from India. I don't lose my identity or my self thing, right? So I still represent India in my culture, or the way how I speak, or the way how I cook, or the way how we follow the rituals. So make sure you don't change yourself as per the situations you face. It shouldn't be so quick, but yeah, adaptability is necessary. If I go to office, when I had to go to the office, I didn't wear my salwars every day. There was a day where we celebrated Diwali, and we were asked to wear the traditional one, where I used my salwar. But to be a part of the group, or to be a part of the team where I was working, I was using my pants, right? So it doesn't mean you should be rigid, but make sure you don't lose yourself. That's what my point on saying that. Whether it becomes whether it is in relation with your looks, attire, the way how you speak. Speaking means communication has to be improved, but yeah, you cannot lose your own tone, right? That's what I'm saying. Make sure your values are not disturbed or frequently changed. So that's what my note on self skills. These are very hard to gain, practice. First thing, realize them, right? To identify them. What is your self skill to be improved, or what is the self skill you have to the strongest, right? So make sure you identify them, and then you identify if improvements are needed, then work towards it. All these things are possible only with resilience. So that's why resilience has come to the slide at the start, and then one by one the skills are coming. So if you have resilience, it's not just one of them. Most of them will be done without failure. Once you have that, guts to practice every day, then only, whatever may be the situation you need to face tomorrow, but you're pretty sure that I'm going to do this, right? It's like, doing yoga. If you start yoga and then do 2 days, definitely you will have body pains, right? You can't stop on the third day, because the same situation will come if you start the same thing on next week. 2 days you will do, and then third day you will stop. So resilience is something, even though you are facing struggle, even though you are not feeling good doing the practice, but still you continue doing it, right? To make sure you will reach some point, or you will reach your destination. That's what the resilience means. And then the next slide is about team skills. Now, team skills come into picture when you have to collaborate with, one more person. Could be your parent, your friend, or your husband or spouse, or your child, or professionally your team, right? So when you're working in IT environment, teams are mandatory. You can't avoid them. You can't work remotely all the time. Even though you're working remotely, you need to talk to them virtually, right? So team skills are mandatory. Everyone should have. The first one is collaboration and communication. Collaboration is something, yeah, that's what I was saying, right? You need to talk to people. It's not like you're a machine and you just type something and then somebody can hit you, and then and then you will be saying today's date is something. It's not like that. Someone should come to you and ask that what is today's date. You need to listen, process, understand, and then reply, right? The way how they understand. So if someone is asking you, did you do the configuration, you might say yes. Then the next question would be, can you show me, right? So communication should be transparent. If you are able to finish the task, let your supervisor know. If you started but you're not able to do, you're stuck somewhere, tell them as soon as you realize the problem or obstacle, saying, okay, okay, lead, I have done till this point, and I tried exploring the things available outside, but I could not figure it out. Let me know. Could you please guide me? Right? Communication should be transparent. Means you should not. I'm not saying that you could say everything about your family or something, but professional boundaries are needed. So make sure you intimate your team members or team leader that you got stuck, or you may need help, or if you could reach to some expert, what is their help on that one. You just make sure, raise your hand and seek help when needed. That's what communication is. The next one is, sorry, accountability is something which makes you feel like, okay, this is mine. When Matt was asking me do the transferable skills, Lakshmi, I was just a bit hesitant, because I know I could give more examples, but I'm just not sure whether I'm in the right position to share my experiences or not, because I had to face my second layoff, unfortunately. Being jobless person, am I going to set them or set myself a good example to share all these skills will help you? But they are helping me, trust me, because I have built a lot of resilience or mental stability, I can say. I was not too emotional with the second layoff as much as I was with my first one. Yeah, I have dealt the same thing in a better manner. Yeah, so those things really helped me. And yesterday I attended one interview, and today morning they said I was not qualified. I was upset for some time, right? But I know that this session is to be delivered. I know this is something which is very close to my heart, and this is so personal to me, and I had so many thoughts to share to the trailblazer community, or so many women trailblazers whom I speak to. So I just thought, okay, this is my session. If I get upset, yeah, I can't be confident enough to share on the screen. So I was not okay for maybe 15 minutes, I can say. It was hitting very hard, but yeah, I thought, okay, now okay, whatever has been done, it's done. I can't change their decision, and I cannot control others' mind to, give me employment, right? I never asked for a job. So it's if I'm getting, if I'm suiting that position, definitely I will get that job. Or if that team uh, is what I deserve, I will be into that. If not, then yeah, it's not good to be, into that role, right? So it's good that they identified that maybe I had less experience. That's the reason, technicality, or less exposure on SFMC. They found some other person with more experience on SFMC. So if my question is, if I was not given an opportunity because of no experience or because lack of more experience, how will I get an experience? I'm asking this question to employers. I'm not saying anything in a bad way, but please trust the people who want to enter, or who want to change the career into Salesforce. And Salesforce is something which I love because they are encouraging. But do it more. That's what I'm saying. Give them volunteering things. And being a trailblazer, somebody will not come to your door and ask, do this one, right? You need to be active on the community groups, or you need to be very active on the LinkedIn portal where all the job related posts will be done. So make sure you follow the right people, right content, and then right time. It's not that I was not using LinkedIn for 6 months. Today morning, I just don't want to name anybody, but today morning I had a LinkedIn message saying how exciting your new role was. I was shocked to read that, because I lost my job, and how could I be excited for a new role, right? Then I asked the person that, is it a message to me? Do you know who I am? Because I know the person. Then the person doesn't know that I was laid off and I was looking for my next role. That's because he, the person is not looking at LinkedIn. It's something which can bring people virtually close. It's not that close means don't take in any other sense. Professionally, you will come to know what people are doing. If someone is doing a flow in a different way, you could see that because they're going to share that, right? Or they could document it and share it, and you can find it useful, right? And somebody was posting about refreshing the dashboards can be achieved through a flow. It's by Rakesh Gupta, automation champion, and somebody was appreciating it and sharing on LinkedIn. So okay, I just said that okay, my mind is happy to accept that new thought. Maybe next time if something comes, can I do that? That initiation will come. This is only possible when you are actively reading the necessary things, right? So make sure you own what you do. You build your own skills or resources, then you go through them, and then when you need someone's help, ask them for sure, whomever is trustworthy or close to your situation. Sharing relevant information is something which is a team skill. Why I was saying like that, if Rakesh Gupta is doing that flow and he's just keeping it to himself, right? No one else will come to know until and unless they get their own thought, right? Because he shared it, someone else was using it, and the person who used it is happy to share on the LinkedIn that okay, I never thought this could be done. And that's why I came to know that okay, this can be achieved. Where Rakesh Gupta is, where the other person is, where am I, right? So it's just sharing the relevant information on the common platform for good, for progressiveness. Apex Hours is an example, right? Why do they need to do so many boot camps? Why do they need to post so many blogs? Why do they need to share so many architectural pictures, right? So make sure if you have something relevant to someone else's need, and if you know that person in need, make sure you help them, because you are seeking help when you need, or you want somebody to help you when you are in need. So you also become the same person, right? If you identify some person, make sure you have empathy towards them. Not that okay, now you are going through, I did this, okay, go through it, I will see and love. That's not a good thing, right? So make sure you represent yourself as a good human being, and being a part of your community, I can say. This is very important. Sharing relevant information is very important. Then the next one is self-care while being a team member, right? For example, let me say another women-related example. If a newly married woman comes to their in-laws and she was asked to prepare a very delicious, recipe, she was just asked to enter the kitchen and bring it. She doesn't know where the kitchen is. She doesn't know where the ingredients are. She doesn't know where, the utensils are. She doesn't know the taste options of the family members. She doesn't know how quickly they want to eat. She doesn't know anything, right? So being a team member, guide them, right? Or you, if you are a senior, guide your subordinates or the newly entered team members. Be with them and make sure you tell them time management is something which can lead to stress management. Being a homemaker for 12 years, I never thought I could give 8 dedicated hours to a full-time paid role. Okay. So the first thing for me is, I have to sit in front of the laptop by 9 o'clock. If I need to do that, then yeah, I have to do this. So it's not in one day. Trust me, it happened almost few months. I should, give my gratitude first employer. But of course, my first layoff also happened there, unfortunately. But yeah, I learned everything at possible, but they are helping me to better person than yesterday. Stress management, yes, if you don't have time and you have deliverables or you have to update something to your senior, definitely stress will hit. So make sure your time and stress are literally managed in a balanced way, that they are not going to impact your family life. And one of my first ever captain on my first project used to say, don't be too harsh to yourself, Lakshmi. I had gone through this phase, and trust me, everyone will be going through. Everyone had gone through, those lines I never understood when he was telling me directly. But after that, I thought, okay, maybe this is the reason why my captain said that. Maybe this is the reason why he could, imagine some progress or stability in my doing or in my delivering the tasks, right? So make sure when you have something stress related thing, talk to your peers, talk to your trustworthy people, talk to your supervisor, or talk to your HR, or if it is home, talk to your spouse or talk to your in-laws or whomever it is, whomever you feel comfortable, share, where your confidentiality will be protected, right? It shouldn't be turned into another criticism, or you should not be feel like you are make fun, you are something fun was generated out of it. It's not like that. So make sure your mental health is well balanced so that you can wake up for a good tomorrow. Yeah. So the next thing is feedback for self-reflection. That's what I believe in. That's what I always seek for. And that's what I always suggest to people who are trying to enter. When you do something, if you're getting an error, try to search the error, not the task. Where are you getting that error, right? Ask ChatGPT or ask Google. And then yeah, don't ask for give me a super English introductory message on LinkedIn to someone. Yeah, this is another funny story, but yeah, trust me, it helps me to realize that I dealt that in a good way. One morning I had got a big paragraph. Some of the words I even didn't understand. Then I just asked the person who gave that message was, why did you give me such a long message? What did you see? Your profile is impressive. And then the person said, I don't know anything about you. And why did you write? I didn't write. I asked ChatGPT. Does that make sense? No. Then I said, okay, then how can I help? That's what my next question was. Then the person said, I want to get a job in Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Okay. Then what else? I want to learn Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Okay. Then the person said, no, nothing else. Then I said, instead of writing such long message, which even I don't understand, make sure you do the right searches on the ChatGPT. Go and ask ChatGPT, how do you learn Salesforce? What are the free resources available? And who are the people whom I can approach, right? What are the webinars or what are the YouTube playlists I can go for? Introductory of Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Do the things, and don't take the person who is suggesting you in a wrong way. Don't just judge them that, she is rude or she is arrogant. I know people will be judging me on that sense, I don't mind. And even I tell them beforehand saying, even if you think I'm rude or I'm not sensible or I am, I'm arrogant, I want to suggest you sincerely this one, do the right searches at the right time, not about, writing unwanted things or stories. Even you don't understand, I don't understand. Then he's like my younger brother. Now he says, sister, because you lost your job, shall I post something? He is helping me now. He is having empathy. It's not wrong attitude. It's just the way how a person behaved or a person took that particular moment in a wrong way. And if I just don't react to that message, he might be doing the same message to somebody else, right? So I just wanted to stop because I felt I should stop it. At least I should stop in my window. But it turned into a beautiful brother and sister relation, or yeah, something like that, right? So make sure you're ready to seek feedback, and when it is constructive, and if you are agreeing on that, make sure you have the follow-up actions. It's not one time for sure. Make sure you have frequent checks on what you have done, what you have improved, whether you have improved or not, right? It's not bad if you can't or if you didn't improve on one cycle of check. It's okay to take time. It's okay to be not okay. So make sure you give enough time when there is no pressure of time. So when you are not asked to deliver something, make sure you learn the things slowly, peacefully, right? So that's why I say getting a job might be tough, but before getting a job is the golden period where you can do all the mistakes, all the discussions, right? All the learnings. It might not be useful on your job where you are going to be landing, but trust me, the way how you do all those learnings will help you to find better ways to do the next job. So that's what I could say. Feedback and accepting and giving feedback both are necessary. If you are at lower position, you have to accept what your supervisor say, and if you are at a bit higher position, you just need to make sure you give empathy towards your subordinate. It's not just, can't you even do this? How you expect your kids to do your homework? That doesn't make sense, right? It's not just about saying the feedback. It's something where you don't need to cross the line, right? It should not hurt the other person who is receiving it. That doesn't mean you should, you should encourage them to do mistakes. It is something where you need to learn how to tell a bad news, right? It's not a bad news, but if it is not going to be liked by the recipient, make sure you convey to them at some, give them some time and prepare them to listen. That's what you're going to deliver. So feedback is the most important thing in the process of learning and growing. It need not be job everywhere, right? If you cook something and it's not tasty, right? What you will do? You can't cook the same way the next day, right? Your kids will kick off you. So make sure you do some changes and then try it. If they don't like, yeah, the third day, maybe another dish in different way, right? Till they say, Amma, it's good, right? So make sure you work on the reflections, I'm sorry, feedback given, and then make sure you taste the dish yourself, right? It's good to you. It will be, accepted by the people who are eating it or who are using it, right? So make sure those things are perfectly followed. It need not be one day. It will not happen in overnight. It takes, and if you are stressed, inform your manager or inform your supervisor or someone like mentor. Tell them that this is what I'm not able to do this, or I'm not able to progress here. I got stuck. What do I need to do? They will tell you the ways how they managed their stresses when they were at your stage, right? So when you speak to a mentor, it's not just technicality, it's their experience, which you can't buy outside, right? They tell you the stories, they tell you their experiences, they share the bitter experiences what they had. When I said my lovely mentors that I had a layoff, they said, I got it twice, Lakshmi, don't worry, you will be into better, and something happens for a better position. I was not happy with that line when my first layoff was done. But second layoff, I was so cool. And when I was telling my mentor, she was saying, Lakshmi, you're joking, you're kidding. So that's the way how people receive once they trust you. If you don't deserve that, they will be with you, right? So make sure you have those connections, those ongoing relations. Then for sure, trust, build it, don't break it. Don't say that I'm honest, I'm hardworking, and you don't reflect that. Definitely people will be losing that sense on you, right? Okay, first time if you say that I can believe, second time okay I can believe, third time okay, but fourth time I myself will ask, literally, is it true, right? If I get an answer no for myself, then definitely I'm not going to support you, right? So make sure you are genuine, you are honest by yourself, not for others, not for that moment. That is where I said, don't change yourself. Now, for that instance. So everything is mix and match kind of thing, I can say, or everything is interlinked. And when you have that self skills in a definite way, definitely they are going to let you be a good team member. For sure, both of them will let you be a good community member as well. So I think still I have one. Okay. Empathy. Yeah, I think I spoke about this. Empathy is something, which lets you feel what others are feeling. It need not be a physical pain, but it could be more harming or more dangerous mental pain. When somebody was criticized in front of the team member saying, is this what we were expecting from you? Okay, in front of the team, something has happened, it's okay. But when you get a chance to talk to that individual, go and talk to them and let them feel supported, right? Let them feel included. It's not that you're paying dollars or you can say anything or you can remove them anytime. But make sure what their preferences are. If they want to be a part of good team or a good part of team or happy part, make sure you prioritize their choices as well, right? It's not that I don't want to say anything, against to employers or the current layoffs, but it doesn't look good when you had to accept it when it was given, right? So make sure you have good team skills, team members who share love with you. Once you left the office, they say, I missed to give you a big hug, Lakshmi. That made me feel so relieved after coming to the home. And then I was just thanking her. I'm so sorry I just disappeared. Because I had no option, right? So have empathy. It won't give you money, but it gives you more satisfaction or more what do I need to say? Emotional security, right? So empathy is something which a team should have, and a team is a group of individuals, right? So this is a continuity of individual. So if you have empathy as an individual, definitely you can share it with your team members. Then of course a team is a part of community, a subset of community, right? So community skills are nothing but helping each other irrespective of knowing or unknowing, irrespective of related or not related. Means, see, someone, if I'm posting a question on community trailblazer saying, yesterday I saw one button on my CPQ code screen, but today morning I could not see it. I posted it on 8:45 or so. Before 9 o'clock, trust me, the actual solution came. You just need to refresh the package settings, Lakshmi. He will be there on my last screen. So I'm just saying, you don't know where you can get the actual right help. But the thing is, you just need to start asking questions. Not like people will not come and let you sit in their lap and let you write, this is Apex, this is configuration. Mentoring is something which they can help at their free time, with abundant knowledge and confidence, which we means I myself don't have because I'm lacking experience. But now with the 2 years of experience or 2.5 years of experience in Salesforce, I could guide some of my friends, or I could educate some of my friends who trust me that I know Salesforce, Or else at least I could tell them, okay, read this blog, or ask this person, or join this community group, right? So mentoring is not just giving solutions to your technical issues. It could be anything. Anything means anything. When you got layoff, and if people say you don't deserve this, I'm so sorry to hear this, Lakshmi, that's mentoring. That they are giving me emotional confidence, right? It's not just technicality, it's not just financial, it could be the moral support, which cannot be, you can't get it outside. If you spend some dollars, nobody says you're good, right? If they say that, they are lying, and you yourself know it. So make sure the mentoring is not just giving you a technical solution, but it makes you think, solutionizing the problem by yourself. So it will help you to grow in that way, that you look that problem from the perspective of your mentor, right? With his or her experience, they will shower you a lot of experience which was hard earned throughout, their career, and they are just simply, giving just one second or 1 minute, right? So mentoring is very important, and I pay a lot of respect towards that. So when somebody says you're a good mentor, I feel so happy. It's like a what do I need to say? It's like an achievement for me, because I never expected myself to mentor someone. But I always seek for help. This is what I was feeling. But when I had one day real time experience, I am better than someone who is not entering, who didn't enter the ecosystem yet, right? So I'm happy to share. Okay, day one, if you join, go and see the portals, go and see the policies, go and read them. I need not give them any technicality, or ask your HR what to do. Ask your supervisor what will be your next project, right? Talk to the new people. This is what I can mentor for the day one or for the week one, right? So make sure you get a lot of inputs from your mentors, but don't take anything personal, right? If they don't respond, don't just simply judge that they are busy or they are rude or they don't respond. Don't just pass on comments. Make sure and realize that they also have their own times, their own bandwidth, or their own deliverables, right? Their own family. So treat them as you. And then if you are in their position, what would you do? And if you are occupied with many things, what would you do? So give some time when you ask something, and if you're not, getting anything from them, you give them a follow-up message, maybe 2 days, 3 days after that. Then definitely you will be, given a solution. I don't mind asking Elliot a question, and I am sure that he's not going to answer it. It's not that he doesn't want to, but he did not have time. I do understand how busy, I do understand how, hectic his day, or he might have had so many such questions, right? So I respect their time. Whenever they respond, yeah, I will definitely thank them. And whenever I need to ask next question, I know that the reply will be delayed, but as it is not urgent, I will wait, right? It's just for learning. So make sure you have that good rapport or good bonding with the mentors. Then the next thing is volunteering. Volunteering is something which I literally respect. I did not get this opportunity when I was in India, but these days they also started it. So I started my first volunteering at Red Cross, where I met two super ladies. They are 65 or so, but still they come to Red Cross every day. They do the volunteering, they do the mopping, they do the cleaning of the floor, everything they do. Why? Because they love that volunteering, and because of that volunteering, I could get a chance to listen to the white people or English people, I can say. I was just shutting my mouth during first few months because I don't want to speak bad English. Now also I'm not too bad, but I'm bad. But so I never tried myself to try that. Like, okay, let me speak. Even if I was speaking to them, they were not understanding. It's just because I was pretty new to Melbourne. Maybe I have so many inhibitions that my English is bad, or the way how I present myself is bad. Now what happened over a period of time, I gained that confidence that I also can speak, right? I also can communicate. I also can represent myself as myself, not for somebody else's, sake that I should change or I should do some grooming, or grooming is okay, but I can't change my own self. So volunteering is such place where you will get that opportunity to explore new community or new surroundings or new language, new culture, right? Where you will be respected for donating your time, and you will be learning all these, communication related soft skills, or the other things like customer service or understanding, listening, speaking, right? All these skills at free of cost. You never get all these things at one place if you pay few rupees or dollars. So make sure you find the place where you improve your skills as a volunteering spot. Join, contribute, grow. That's what I could say for volunteering. And trust me, volunteering is the place where I understood Melbourne, where I understood Australian English, where I started speaking Australian English. At least I started trying to speak. I don't say started, but and then I started understanding the real Salesforce. We did a buddy management application. Until and unless I did that, or I was a part of doing it, I always listening to administration webinars, either AppexOurs or paid or something, Hulk, There were so many channels which were saying the same thing. I was listening to them repeatedly, right? But they're not sticking to my mind. Maybe I was a kinesthetic learner who does and understand while doing. If you get stuck, you ask and then, redo it. So when I was doing that buddy management system, there I came to know that Web2 lead can be used in this sense. Okay, now I got it. Now what? What else could be used in this case? Or in the next case, how I could use? Okay, the next task was, okay, I know what to use, where to use. Okay, I need to ask the client, can I use this? Or is it your requirement, right? They are non-technical and I'm just technical or drag and drop person. If I need to understand their pulse or pitch, and if I need to speak in such a way that they are understanding my tone, it took some time, where I still did not become a good consultant, but I'm a better consultant, where I was there in 2021, I can say 22. Yeah, 2 years experience gave me a lot of learnings. Whenever I have a performance review meeting, I'm not bothering about my supervisors or my company goals or achieved or not. I'm just putting myself goals. Okay, I need to learn this. I always informed my supervisors that I'm happy with my progress, because I could sense it. I'm speaking in a low tone. I'm speaking in a respectful or polite tone. I'm speaking in a way that the others are understanding. I'm confident enough to share what I'm feeling, right? So all these skills I have learned during the last 4 years, and last 2 years being on the role. So I made myself as a better person. And I know that there is a lot of room for improvement, and I will definitely work on it for sure. By mentoring, by volunteering. Mentoring is something, it's not that I am helping others. I'm helping myself, right? I'm communicating to the other trailblazer. And if I'm able to make him or her understand what I was talking, I'm improving on my communication skills, right? So I see that way. It's not that I'm helping. It's not like that. I tell them, even it's not just you who is getting benefit out of it. Even it's me, right? So it's a win-win situation, healthy situation, where you do mentoring or volunteering. Definitely both the sides will be happy, or more happier, I can say. Yeah, that's the community skills I can. And this is a slide where I'm just trying to showcase all the people from the day one of my Salesforce journey. If I what do I need to say? If I forget someone, I don't think everybody will see their faces, but whoever has given me an opportunity to explore. I couldn't bring the Red Cross supervisors photos because they said no, but I reached out to all the individuals seeking their permission, whether it's a moral support, or it's an emotional thing, or it's a technical thing, or it's a layoff, or when people during my second layoff, some of my ex-colleagues came and called me on the there will be a job post maybe this week or next week. Please apply and take my reference. Until and unless they don't trust me, they can't give that that line of confidence, right? It's just what you earn because of what you are, right? So I just would like to take each and everyone on the slide, and I don't know if I miss anybody or if I'm just placing the images. It's just being placed on the existing image. If that's the way. If I miss some faces to be shown, I don't think I need to apologize, but because they don't expect anything from my end. But yeah, I'm really helpful. I'm really grateful to all the people who mentor me, who gave me the opportunity, or who is going to be my next employee. I don't know who that is, but yeah, I'm still hopeful. I'm looking forward for my next role. Yeah, that's it from my end, and thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lakshmi, for sharing.
Yeah.
It's such an authentic share, and I agree with you about trust. Trust is everything. You asked a question about experience, and I think that question goes two ways, because sometimes you can have too much experience to get the job. I know that's happened to me. I went some time ago. It was perfect. Everything aligned with my values, and I thought, I'd just like to do this. And they came back and said, no, you can't have this job because you've got too much experience. I thought, what gives? But they know what they want, but they know what's going to fit into their team best. So I think you said that before. If you don't get the job, or if you're still looking and it's not quite right yet, then there's a reason for that. And it's just a matter of time to get that perfect fit. It's not just about the person applying for the job. It's about who you're applying to and the team that you fit in with. I'm just going to ask one question, and then we'll open up for Q&A, and I'll open up the mics. But how did you connect with people? What was the thing that you did that got you connecting with people that helped you on your journey?
A question to me?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will be on the LinkedIn for sure, very active, and then I will be seeing people who are sharing, ready to share, right? And if it is relevant to my interest, then I will connect to that person, and I will definitely introduce myself with my own bad English. I can say, this is me, Lakshmi Pavani, from this one, that one, like that. So it is not artificial for sure. It will be as genuine as possible, and it should show that you're a trustworthy person. You're not just making it up for that connection. That's what I do.
I know when you first connected with the dev group, it was very much a continuing thing. It wasn't just I hired like a job or anything. It was more of a conversation. So I always respected that. I don't have the superpower because I'm just joining this. I'm not a host. To open up everyone's microphones and make them presenters. So Lakshmi, you'll have to turn everyone's cameras and microphones on to make them presenters. I can't do that from this end.
Just trying to do that.
Meanwhile, whilst Lakshmi does that, has anyone got any questions? Pop them in the chat or comments. And also, as Lakshmi, I think she's going to get everyone onto the call as well. Hello, Cameron. Hello, Cam.
G'day. Is this working? Is this thing on? All right. How are we doing? Well said, Lakshmi. Thank you for sharing that.
I should thank you for joining, as you said.
My pleasure, absolutely.
Is there anything which we can do in one button, Matt, so that I can?
No, it's going to be one after another. You mentioned a question, and just whilst you're working out the buttons, people do ask us, how do we get jobs? How do we find something? How do we connect? And it almost feels like it's something we need to take away and have a conversation about with the community about how do we do something that helps people connect. But these sort of sessions are just about transferable skills. They're just an opportunity for people to share their thoughts. But is there a way that we can just provide a connection opportunity So maybe we need to take that away, because I, like you, like I'm sure everyone else, does often get asked that question: how can I get a job, or how do I get into the ecosystem? What's the next step? So creating connection opportunities is just so important. So
I just want to share my thought on that one, Matt. It's not just the group or the community people who want to connect, right? It's the individual. Always it should be from the individual who wants to learn, grow, and share. So always I start from the self, then reach out to the team. If they are not responding, that's okay. You can reach out to somebody else. But it's not that we means the communities always approach individuals. You can't find who is in need, who wants help, or who wants to progress, right? So I make sure the first step should be from the individuals or the trailblazers.
Yeah, Lakshmi, I think I really enjoyed your presentation. From my perspective, you have a lot of insights and learnings that are probably years ahead of the number of years you have on the job. I think that's partly because of your attitude and the way you throw yourself in to everything. But I just wanted to highlight on the topic of finding jobs and connecting. I think you raised two good points that I want to raise back to you, which is the market, especially nowadays with how much bigger it is versus 10 years ago when I started. I imagine it's a lot more competitive and can be, it's a different landscape to find jobs, but you really need to get whatever edge you can get. And I think you are demonstrating that through not only throwing yourself in and engaging with people in the community, but you also said something else, which was when you were mentioning that person who was reaching out with a wall of text, but not really engaging with that content, and you can't really fake it to make it. You might get some small short-term wins by doing that, but it's not a valid long-term strategy. And I think you calling that out is really, really important. You have to do it the way, everyone can do it different, but the one thing that has to be true is what you're doing is really authentically engaging with the learnings.
I couldn't stop myself. Why did you write such a long story? Because I know what I'm worth for, or what I myself didn't understand that English. Trust me. So I asked him. Yeah. So
I'll support that too, Lakshmi, on your commentary around when you apply for a role and sometimes you don't get it. And even Matt, you said a reasoning was because you were too experienced. And that happens because you're absolutely right. There is a role, and that person hiring that role may have a bit of a vision of what they want, and they might be scared of someone with too much experience coming in, because they may look at you and go, yes, this role is good for you today, but you are not going to see personal growth or development or excitement. And I'm going to lose you quickly because you will cap out this role too quickly. So I'm not going to risk this role on you, have you in there for 6 months, and then have to rehire for someone else. Now, they may not know your backstory. You may want that role. You may want to take a step back in responsibilities. You may just really enjoy building emails. Who knows, right? So they may not know your backstory. So educating them on that may help, but still, being overqualified is a real thing. But so too is the other side. And Lakshmi, you mentioned commentaries around your recruiters who then said you haven't got enough hands-on experience. Well, that's the same thing. Recruiters can be scared of having someone come into an enterprise-grade platform like Marketing Cloud and not have the licenses to do it well. I think we all know how dangerous it can be in Marketing Cloud if you click the wrong button. Both sending and deleting can have catastrophic impacts, which could cost a partner to come in and fix for a very, very large sum. So there's also that inhibition to hire someone who's underqualified for the same reason. Now, both those things, you can use your communication skills to educate that recruiter and tell them what your story is. Yes, on paper, your years of experience may not be what they're looking for, but if you can show activities, like Adam said, that actually show that you've got far more experience than your time shows, yeah, 2 years in role, but 5 years experience, because in those 2 years, here's what I did. You can show that too, and that's more of your fabric. It's more of your backstory. And if you can articulate that really well, then that's going to be an absolute win for you in that recruitment interview process. If you haven't got that backstory, now's your chance to build one. This is now targeted to the entire group. If you are looking for a new role, yes, you can front up to a generic role as a generic marketing cloud user, building emails, building data extensions, who knows what. But if you come to that interview with a backstory, presenting at community groups, like Lakshmi said, the whole list that Lakshmi went through earlier, presenting at groups, posting things on LinkedIn, that's your backstory. And when someone says, so tell me about your experience, you can just hand out A4 page up to A4 page of things you've done, be it volunteer, be it community, all the things you've done to show that, yeah, in 2 years, you've got, I think like Amy said, 5 years experience. There's a way to do that, which is going to make you stand in front of every other applicant. But that doesn't mean you're going to get the job guaranteed, because all it takes is someone who may be more qualified, who just wants to do career change and apply for that role. That happens. Lightning does sometimes strike like that, not in your favor. But don't let that dishearten you. Coming second in a process like that is still a really good outcome. And I think, Lakshmi, you said it best. It's those experiences that teach you the most. If you're too comfortable and you're too much in neutral for too long, you're not learning anything new. When you go through those hard experiences, that's when you learn the most. So don't be disheartened by not coming first. Coming second's good. You've learned something. You didn't come last. And you can use that to develop to your next presentation and your next, and get that dream role that will one day come up and you can then apply for it.
A good one.
We're well over the hour. Generally, we try and cap these things at about 60 minutes, but we're approaching 75 now, so it's great.
It's a great topic, that's why.
I feel like we need a part 2, and it almost feels like we need to revisit the whole job thing, just into more about what you're saying, Cam, and more about that whole conversation. So we'll try and create an opportunity for that. I see a lot of people here, but I don't see too many more people putting their hands up to have a chat. Are we getting to the end of the session? Is there anyone else that wants to add a comment? We've got time. We can do it.
Hi, Matt. Hi, Lakshmi. Shruti here. I will just take a minute to thank Lakshmi and for this wonderful session. So it's been quite a while that I know her, and again, I know her from one of the boot camps that we had, and I still remember. I would join the sessions like 5-6 minutes before, and I would think, oh, I'm the first one. But every time we had that boot camp, she was always there. And she was always there before time. She was always ready with any question, as if Salesforce help is in her bookmarks. And I connected with her asking, how can I be a presenter? How can I give sessions? And her welcoming nature made me feel that this is not the first time I'm talking to her. It made me feel that I know her from years. Though, like she said in the session as well, we have good connect with people, but I might not have met them personally. I believe I am one amongst them. And this is what always attracted me to her nature of not giving up. I mean, if I were in her place, I would have given up at a point. I have my own daily failures. I'll accept that. But looking at her genuinity, I mean, her integrity is what keeps her beautiful. She has an amazing, I don't know what that strength is from her gut, but that strength is so overpowering that any procrastination, any feeling of, okay, let's push it to tomorrow, just vaporizes in front of her strength. So thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you for that. And thank you, Matt. Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, everyone. It was really a nice session. And this was the only session where I felt, till it's been, 3+ years that I am into Salesforce and I'm attending these things. But this was the first session that I felt like, yeah, this is like a normal conversation where people are sharing their daily struggles. And this did not feel like a session. This felt more like a conversation. Where, yeah, you look forward to it. And I had my meetings, I had my stand-up calls. It's 1 o'clock. I went there and again I came back. I told my manager, dude, I have a call. Please take my stand-up report quickly. I have to hop back in. So that was the thing. That was how it is. And thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, everyone. So awesome. It was really awesome.
Thank you, Shruti.
I'm going to ask you a question, Shruti.
Yeah.
Have you done transferable skills for getting started with Marketing Cloud yet?
He's next to me, Matt.
Next is mine.
Okay, I didn't
No,
know
we
that.
just need to
I am
fix her
so looking
date.
forward.
Yeah, she will be there.
And
And
that
you
goes
took
for
more
everyone.
than, sorry.
And that
Shruti, you
goes
took
for
more than
everyone.
1 minute.
Sorry.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
And that goes for everyone else on the call. If you'd like to share your story, like we have today, please reach out to Lakshmi or myself or the group and just let us know, and we'll sort it out. And 100% support just to work through it when you're ready. So if you'd like to do that, please don't need to say anything now, but just reach out in due course. Are there any more comments, questions, or suggestions or thoughts? If not, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much, Lakshmi, for doing this. It was long overdue and really enjoyed. Looking forward to the next transferable skills session for getting started with Marketing Cloud. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Lakshmi. Well done.
Thank you, Adam. Bye, Cam. Everyone, bye.